have been taught in time past, not you, that the education of a woman ends in the kitchen. Do you believe in that? Is there anyone here that believes in that? That is not true. That is not true. The education of a male child and a female child never end in the kitchen. It ends in where that male or female child is willing and capable to explore. So.
We have so many videos on our YouTube page that has to do with teaching children how to keep the environment clean. When you purchase a sachet water, the one you call pure water, so and you consume the water, don't throw the sachet on the public road. 50 people will consume a sachet water and throw the empty sachet on the ground. The whole of this compound, apparently, will be what? Become a mess. When you consume bottled water or soft drink, don't throw the can on the public road. Keep it. If you're in your daddy or your mommy car and you consume such, drop the plastic bottle or the sachet inside the car. Don't throw it on the public road.
When you pay your tax, for example, all right, it means when you are sick, you will be given a free medical assistant and your family, all right. It means your school will be well equipped by the government. It means you will have a potable water, very clean. It means you will have a clean environment. It means that so many things will function perfectly in a country.
To grow is the core value of everyone that value his organization. To grow is absolutely, I repeat, infallible. I mean the word infallible, I mean impeccable. You cannot do it. You have to grow in life, right? But to grow is to have a clean and a clear mindset.
And it's an NGO, the Lord's Voice. Please listen attentively so that you can. And also, feel free to ask any question bothering you. As we welcome them in, it's going to be a fantastic one. And whatever you gain here today, you should also share it with your friends and your parents. We are in Nigeria where we have a lot of vices going on, but we pray that through individual, from you, from me, Nigeria can change for the better. And also, let's start that from the school, from our family, from our environment. So please join me in welcome the team by saying good morning, sirs and ma'am. Oh yeah,
Good morning, students. Yeah, it's a privilege to be in your presence this morning. This is the Lost Voice Empowerment Initiative, and we are here to pass an information across to you that will make you stand as the leaders of tomorrow. You will be hearing leaders of tomorrow, leaders of tomorrow, leaders of tomorrow. But your leadership, the mantle is passed to you today for you to function tomorrow. Did you get that? So, I will pass the mic now to the founder of the initiative that will pass the message across to you in full force. So put your hands together as I welcome Mr. Rawlings.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What a wonderful presentation by the principal herself. Thank you very much. In fact, that was such a sort of an eloquent introduction. Thank you. Student, please have a seat, please. Because we'll be talking for a little while, so I won't keep you standing or through. Right? Those of you that have seats, please sit down and listen attentively. Once again, on behalf of myself and my team, this is the Lost Voice Empowerment Initiative. I don't know if you've heard this before, but you say it on the verse. I know you're going to be wondering one thing, which is, who is the lost voice? Why the lost voice? Is this such a slogan? It is not. It's not a slogan. So you want to know who is the lost voice or lost voices. Am I right? I'm speaking to someone. Good. So the lost voice is right here. It's right here. Might be this little boy or this young girl or even me or one of my group. So there are so many lost voices all around or all across our nation, and this is what we discovered so many years ago, over 10 years, and we have worked strongly on how we can bring this to reality, and this was put in place last 2 years to be precise. And we've been going from school to school, street to street, home to home, educating people on one value, with one simple message: be a builder of the future and not the killer of the future. So one thing is to be a future builder, and another thing is to be what? A future killer. How many of you here want to be a future builder? If you want to be a future builder, let me see your hand up. Let me see that. All right, thank you. You can take your hand down. And if you want to be a future killer, can I see your hand up?
Nobody. So clap for yourself. So we all are aspiring to be a future builder. How do you build a future, and how do you kill a future? It all starts with the words that proceed out of your word, of your mouth. The power of life and death lies where? In the tongue. Things you say when you're alone, when you're in a company by friends, or when you're with your family, or in the school. Your thoughts and things that you put to word are things that build your future or kill the future. Well, my prayer for you today is that you all here will be a future builder, and you will join this nation or join us to construct or build a new nation where everybody will thrive and we all will come up victoriously. So, we are here to talk about our nation, Nigeria. How do you see the nation today? How can you best describe Nigeria today? If I ask anyone here from 1 to 100 in percentage, what can you say? Father, most of you will be giving 20, 30, or even 15. Comparing it with advanced world, the Western world, for example. So, in so many years ago, 2002 to be precise, 2001, I left this country to Europe. I wouldn't, get right out of my secondary school and everything. I decided to move out of this place. For one reason, searching for a greener pasture. I don't know if anybody knows what that means. A greener pasture means where you can have a better life, where everything is perfect. I left. Upon my arrival in the city of Paris, in France, I discovered that this is real a greener pasture, just as it was said. Everything here is different, and everything and where I'm coming from is completely different. Things are practically the other way. Don't want to use the word. There, it's all perfect. The roads are perfect. The buildings, the environment, the people are well behaved. Even to obey the traffic light, everything is controlled. Perfect. From there, I moved to the Republic of Ireland in the United Kingdom, and it was even more. Now, coming back to Spain in 2004, another thing I met, which is higher and higher. So I began to worry by thinking on why and how did these people get this perfect environment? Why is everything functioning? How come that my own country, it's not working the same way? Ain't we all human beings? Or is it because these guys are white in skin and we are black in skin? There's a problem in our skin. Where is the problem? And this I was searching for, day and night. After my football career and got admission into the university, I wanted to know exactly why
these people progressing and we are not understanding the right way to go. I discover that it's all about consciousness. Mark that word, consciousness. When you are able to identify things that will make you great in life, identify things you are doing wrong, then the answer or the way to get how to make it work will be provided. But first you must acknowledge what you are doing wrong in order to make it what? Right. It takes only a foolish man to continue doing the same thing and expecting what? A different result. So, how come that these people are so conscious of what will make them great? And in our nation, we don't understand this consciousness. I discovered one thing. Money mindset. Money mindset. We are so money conscious. Why the Europeans or the Americans, they are name conscious. You see the difference? So one is pursuing money and the other one word is pursuing name. No wonder your dad or your mom will tell you at home that a good name is better than what? Bad riches. So it is better to look for name downward than to look for money. Because if you are concentrated in looking for money, what happened? You will dent your name. Because you wouldn't take into cognizance things you ought not to do that will bring your name into a state of jeopardy. Your concern will be money, money, money. I want to buy a house. I want to do this. I want to buy a car. I want to be like Babangida. I want to be like this. That is all your mind. When I say Babangida, you know what I mean? I mean, I want to be a rich man. That is all your mind. You are not after a good name. The Europeans are not looking for money. What they are looking for is a name. That is why a man left his country so many years ago and been moving in the desert and looking for you and I and gathered you like this and start to write his own formed alphabet on the dashboard and telling you that if you do it like this and cross it, it's pronounced as A. We never knew that anything was pronounced that way because they were looking for name, and that if you do like this and do it and again is pronounced as B. We never knew. And today I am communicating with you right here with a code, and that code is called what? English language. Now, another way of telling you that there are so many communicating, code, all right? English language. But this was into your own language in so many years ago, with which you communicated with your people. That's the proof of someone looking for name. If I come today to ask you, what language do you speak? What do you say? English. English belong to who? Belong to who? The British. Property of the British. You see? So, a good name is better than bad riches. That is why you see that in the Western world, because they are so concentrated on name, name, they are not pursuing money, because if you pursue good name, the money will come. The money will come. I read one thing in the Holy Scripture that says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and what? And his righteousness. And every other thing will be added unto you. You don't need to seek every other thing. Only seek righteousness, the kingdom of God and righteousness. You see, seek a good name and every other thing will follow you. That is why they are far from us. So they are right today on the desk designing the future of 30 years to come for children that are not born yet to meet. Why here at home, 2015 we had election, and it was just 3 months later I heard on the street, look at what has Buhari done now? What has Buhari done now? It's 3 months since we voted him. This one, can you imagine? Just 3 months. Like, I want to send you from here to Barua. You've not gotten there in 3 months. You expect a man to start already 3 months. Strategies that make you achieve a great high in life, that really help us to ameliorate, are strategies that bring fruit in 10 years to come, in 15, in 20, not tomorrow. Those ones that provide fruit tomorrow are what? Temporal measures. The white, they have that already long ago. They don't even design it again, because that which was designed ahead of time is being now what? Producing fruit. A white man can be, you know, like, I want to have the whole estate for myself alone. No, he just needs an apartment of 3 bedrooms. That's all. But education, number 1. So that is why I want to congratulate your parents who were able to send you to this great school, Bashel Group International School, if I well pronounced it. An outstanding school, because everywhere we go we hear about Bashel, you know. And I wanted to come and see this school for myself. And it's really great. It's awesome. Massive. It's not easy to send a child to this school. So I want to thank your parents. I see female here, male, girls, child, boys. No discrimination. Those are your parents that understood the fact that education is the key. You may have any other thing in life, but education must be what? Fundamental. The same as the fear of God. So, we are looking towards how to build a great nation. A nation that where you and I can thrive, and even the generations to come. When you become a man like me, the things wouldn't be this way again. You wouldn't have to jump a water park. But everywhere beautiful and looking good, and our system functioning properly. And no more up NEPA and all of this. The only way to get that done is for you here today to understand that the first thing you should put in your mind and always is what? Is what? A what? Education. Pursuing what? Good name. Good name. And now I want to talk about Nigeria when we talk about good name. How do we include Nigeria into this? Look at everybody. So many crimes everywhere. Cybercrime. Others using people for this, and we've heard about people that are using others for rituals and criminal act and all sort of things. Are you sure these people are conscious of good name? Are you sure? They are not. They are only conscious of one thing, which is what? Money. No good name. Not good name. When you put a laptop, you've heard about this crime that they call Yahoo Yahoo, right? I beg you today, for the sake of good name, when you grow up, don't even sit close to those that practice it. In fact, if you know them, call the police for them. Because they are not doing it to harm themselves alone. They are doing it to jeopardize the image of Nigeria. Today, we that have this chance, opportunity to go out of this country and go to the Western world, in a foreign airport, Nigerian passport is valueless. As you bring it out and they see it. But if you bring out a European passport, American passport, British passport. Why? Because of the attitude of the Nigerians who are busy tearing apart the name of this country. All because of money. And I want to talk about leadership. Talking about good name is a value of what? To become a good leader of tomorrow. It was once said that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. But something is missing in that message. Can somebody tell me what it is? The youth are not just the leaders of tomorrow, but they are also the leaders of today. Of today. Because things you're going to become tomorrow, you start to work for them from when? Today. Yesterday is past, today is what? Your present. Tomorrow is your future. So you are the leaders of today and also tomorrow. There are so many among you here that will hold public office in this state, in this nation. Go and mark my word. There's so many among you here. There are things you need to know. A good leader, lead by word, example. When you become a leader tomorrow, and your intention is to see a nation that is embedded with progress and information that will catapult each and every citizen of your nation to a greater height, a spectrum of catalysts, you should be imbibed with those values. That means you should lead by what? By example. So that others can follow you. It's very important. So one of the value of a good leader, for example, is to have a good listening ear. You remember that word? To have a good listening ear to the fears and worries of his or her subordinate. It's very important. Your subordinate will definitely have things that disturbs them, that worries them, that troubles them. And if you don't have good listening ears, they go astray. In your home, for example, there had been a time that you agitated for something. You protested against something. And your mom or your dad will call you and say, what is the matter? No, because Paul pinched me and he did this, and that is why we're fighting. And what would your mommy do? Say, that's okay, isn't it? All right, don't worry. You give me this thing, give it to this one, I'll buy yours for you, isn't it? And there is peace, right? A good leader should be able to do that. A good leader should be able to what? To do that. When you call yourself a leader and you have group of your people that are protesting or agitating, and you are not ready to listen to them, to know what their troubles are, you are not a good leader. You're not a good leader, because anyone that protests, agitates for anything, have a reason for doing so. Though the act of doing it might not be perfect and sometimes can be punishable, but the obligation to listen to their worries is outstanding and ought be reached. A good leader should give a room for each and every person or his or her subordinate to express their feelings and have a role to play. For example, the case of Nigeria. Those of you that are female, girl's child here, some time ago in your life, you were once told that a woman's education ends in the kitchen. Maybe not you, but the principal can attest to that fact. How many of you believe in such a your mindset speech? How many of you? Do you believe that a woman's education ends in the kitchen? I don't believe. I don't know about you, but I don't believe. And I know you don't believe too. A man can do anything a woman can do. A woman can do anything a man can do. Who's the principal of this great school? A man or a woman? Can you put your hand together for her, please? A woman. This great school that people are talking about, Bashar, a woman. And see how great it looks, well kept, student well behaved. That's a woman. The same, a man can do the same work and handle the same office. Sometimes could be less, because we men, we are not very good when it comes to and you know what I mean, right? So the strength of our women is completely undermined in this part of the world. It's undermined. I don't want to use the word eroded, but it's practically in the practice of eradication. We believe that a woman is, you can study anything, you get to my house, and that is the end of your education. No, we challenge this youth, the Nigerians of today, that mentality should be put aside. Your education ends in where you wish to end your education, and not where the traditional archaic mindset said. It is falling onto you to live to your expectations, or to live the dream that you want to live. Whether you're a male child or you're a female child. Because of this very Stone Age mindset is the reason why you see our political terrain today dwelling in a pugnacious atmosphere. An atmosphere of caricature. Today back, tomorrow. Because chief economists are not in place. Who are chief economists? Who? Everywhere in the world, the women. Who are the best managers? Everywhere in the world, the women. She knows I'm saying the truth. Alright? The women. In a home, for example, who managed the home better? Who? Your dad or your mom? That's the truth. I'm a father, so I'm not jealous. Alright? But that's the truth. Responsibility. What do we think about? How we can work, bring money to take care of the family, and that's all, right? Who ensure that your home is perfectly kept? That the children are well taken care of? That everything is functioning adequately at home? It's your mom. It's your mom. And that's the truth. So now let me bring to you this verse. See, to run a family is the same as to run a company. How many of you agree with me? You may not agree with me, but let's see the hands of those that agree with this one. To run a family is the same as running work, a company, an entity. Like this school is a company. Now, to run a company is the same as running a local government. To run a local government is the same as running a state and the same as running a country. I will explain to you. How many arms have we in the government? Pardon? 3. Namely, you have what? The executive, isn't it? You have judicial. And you have, in your home, how many arms do you have? The father, the mother, and the children. In the company, how many arms do you have? The director, the manager, and the supervisor. You see, every other thing, even in the home, the children, there is always the eldest boy or the eldest girl that it's having or playing the role of a supervisor. That is the one when things goes wrong at home, that the mom meet and said, were you not at home before this happened, this and this, why didn't you take care of this, why did you ensure? That's the supervisor. You see, it's all function the same way. So if our mothers are the best economists and the best managers of our home, how come that our fathers had been so blind for so many years, not bringing our women into politics and let them play vital roles? What happened? In the Western world where I stayed, it is said that no nation can ever reach her full potential without carrying the women along. Did you hear that? No nation in the world can reach our full potential without carrying the women along. If you underrate the driving force or the impetus behind a woman or a female, you are underrating the progress of the nation. One of the former presidents of the United States, named Abraham Lincoln, I don't know if any of you know about or you've heard about our name, Abraham Lincoln, once said in his discourse that nearly every man has the capacity to stand adversity. But to test a man's ability or a woman's ability, give he or she power. That is why we are demanding from our honorable lawmakers and senators that they should pass the equal right bill among genders. Nigeria should be a nation where every man and every woman have equal right to participate in issues that will spur us or prepare us towards achieving a greater high. Instead of this man. You can't rule the nation with power. You need sense. Look at Lagos State, for example. Lagos State, this very state, is, if I don't want to say number one, of the state that is really leading by example. Over 3 terms now, we have female as the vice or the deputy governor, isn't it? If I'm not wrong. That's good. That's good. The fighting against discrimination on gender, female genders, the fighting against domestic violence in all ramifications and forms. And that's very good. And in the area of tax, for example, people are committed to paying tax. Not really all, maybe 5 or 10%. We will come to that. Now I'm talking about equal among gender. Equal right. So we are telling you that you should grow with this mindset that this girl here is not lesser than you. That's why we're telling you this. Neither are you more than her or lesser than her. No. She is the same as you are. The difference here is that you are a male gender and she's a female gender. That's all. Do you know why in the olden days they said that men were more than women? How many of you can tell me the reason? I'll tell you, it's very simple. Because in the ancient days, everything were done manually. You understand that? Manually. So to build this thing, people will have to carry this block and climb up and do this and do the other one and break the rock with hammers and, you know, stuff like this. And women doesn't have this physical strength. Some, not even all. So because of this, they underrated the women that they are weaker vessels, that they don't have the strength, so they are inferior. No, that you don't have physical strength have nothing to do with inferiority. But thank God that those days is gone. In this century that we are today, the muscle of life has moved away from here. Do you know where it is now? Is in the brain. The muscle of life is no longer right in the arm, it's right in the head. So to progress in life today does not require you to have big muscle. It requires you to have big brain. And when I say big brain, I'm not saying in size. I mean a very well-trained brain. And that is why we have a female as principal and we can have male as principal. And that is why I'm challenging you that you should study very well that for you to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, just as men have been. I'm looking forward to that day when a woman will become the governor of Lagos State, or even my state, Edo State, or the president of this country. But for that to happen, the female genders among us need to believe in themselves, because stigma has taken so many. So many of them has been stigmatized. So I don't want to go deeply into that. And again, please, let me leave you with this word, that when you grow up tomorrow, join to build a great nation with all that I have taught you, and also committing yourself to paying tax to the government. How many of you know what is tax? If you know, if you've heard it, please, can I see your hand up? Tax. We don't know what is tax? We know what is tax? Yeah? Good. When you grow up tomorrow and you graduated from the university or the high school and you pick up a job, pay tax to the government. If we want very outstanding educational system, medical system, unemployment fee, which is what we are fighting for right now, good roads and infrastructures and good water, potable waters, and a clean energy, every Nigerian must pay tax. Every Nigerian to the government. We know that so many of our parents, for example, had been paying tax, but it was misused. That is why we're trying to bring to their mind how this will be properly used to ensure that the taxpayers also become the beneficiary of the same. But you must stand to support your nation. Put the image of Nigeria first. Good name. Pay your tax in order for us to achieve it. They have told you all your time that the problem of Nigeria is because they have bad leaders. It's because we have bad leaders. Leaders are bad. Leaders are bad. And if they ask you, what is the resources of Nigeria? Can you name 3? You only know 1. You know 1. Right? Majority of us, we know only 1, which is crude oil. That's all. Crude oil. They didn't tell us the importance of what they call agricultural sector, for example. They didn't tell us that we have something to mine under the ground. They didn't tell us. They didn't tell us that so many things that was really making this country to boost or be a very great country so many years ago had me eradicated. They didn't tell us. Just because everybody are looking for fast way to make money. Crude oil. Crude oil. That's all. Everybody want to go into oil and gas. Nobody want to go into latex production. Everybody oil and gas. Nobody want to go into groundnut production. Nobody want to think about agriculture anymore. It's oil and gas. Quick money. Things that will make us great, make us the leader of our continent, we have scrapped it. We are now living as beggars. So please, listen to your teachers. Remember this word always, that a good leader lead by example, and for you to achieve that which your dream is focused on, you must be committed. You must play your own path. Let me give you an example. You are here in school today, right? And you could also be at home instead of being here.
and be playing football on the street, for example. You choose to be here because of what? Because you want to become great in life, the day of tomorrow, right? That's it. You are playing your own part. Your teachers, they come to the class and they set some words on the dashboard, right? On the what they call board for you to resolve. They teach you, they help you on how to resolve it, isn't it? But who is holding the responsibility to pass the exam? Is it your teacher? Who? You. Is it your parents? No. But it was the responsibility of your parents to pay your school fee, right? To create the enabling environment for you to study. Your teachers were obligated to give you the lecture. And that is what they love doing. But now it's falling onto you to do everything within your reach to pass. Our leaders can only teach. They can only constitute law to enforce what they are teaching. But for you to change, it is what? Your responsibility. So no one can change me until I'm ready to change myself. No one can change you until you are ready to change yourself. So change yourself. But this is not the change of APC. We are telling you that for us to become a great people, that every other country in the Western world and every other place start to respect, we are to play our role as people that are well orientated, people that are completely conscious of what they want, how they want it, and when they want it. So, alumnus and alumnus of Bashe International School, listen. It is falling onto us to take our nation to a greater height. All in togetherness, we will allow this nation to fall into a valley of despair. Remember, be a future builder and not what? A future killer. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.